What's happening, everybody? It's been too long. Here we go. Start with that chord. Woo, it's falling a little out of tune. New guitar, folks. Martin 6-string, $599. Got Martin 12-string. Got a little the pickups in there. It's really, I mean, it's a $599 guitar. It's not gonna cook you breakfast, but it's solid. How's everybody doing? It has been a long time. It's been a couple of months. We were out on the road in March. Wonderful tour. Did some schools with our charity Funding the Future. We played the Zoo Bar in Lincoln, Wave Wichita. Had a great show. Thanks to our Wichita friends coming out there. Did a bunch of showcases down at South by Southwest. A couple days at the Saxon Pub, and then the Wisdom with like this IMAX stuff, a Little Red and the band all over the ceiling. It was really cool. I got to hang out with my friend Lou DeBose. We got to see Dolly Parton. Billy Driver, kingpin that he is, got her set list for us. Our man Jimmy Mattingly was playing violin and guitar with her. Just really, really incredible run. But then something even more amazing happened, and I never thought I'd be saying that my whole life. So here we are, folks. We went up to Montana, and we had a baby, folks. We got a little man named Elias Warren, and we're so lucky. Rack's friend from 5th grade, our surrogate, was up in Montana, and we, how wrong I was growing up about having a kiddo. And I'm not going to be the dad that the guitar corners are just going to become, photos of the kid now. But I think it speaks to a lot of the stuff we've kind of been talking about in these little videos. And that's just like, doubting the universe versus trying to create like your own path, or trying to learn how to be happy with what's real and not what you put, your fears and ghosts and demons and whatever pillars you put up. I spent way too, and look, if you're watching this and you're, 20 years old, hey, don't have a kid. And you know what? You don't have a kid at all if you don't want a freaking kid, man. The world's got plenty of people in it. But it's just very funny, the things we pick up as road musicians, that it's going to be impossible to have a family. And of course, it's joy and exhaustion and wonder and madness, and it's all the things. But I think the idea that you can't, you shouldn't have any kind of a normal life because you have to give everything, over, to the muse. I think the muse wants you to be happy. I used to think, you'd have to create from pain and everything has to be grist from the mill. It's like, man, when I'm in a happy, safe place, I can actually dive deeper and probably, it's not like the music's getting any less dark. We played a nice little happy song today, but the stuff I'm recording, it's not changed. I'll probably do a wild, little fun record just for the boy of, silly songs, Napping and Crapping and Baby Man and all these little stupid things I sing when I'm trying to, put him down. But, it just, I guess what I'm getting at is, what else was I wrong about? Because this is wonderful. It's not easy. I definitely, I got a little, crib in the studio, and if I hear his monitor go off here in a minute, because Mama's finally, getting to sleep a little bit, I'm going to be running up and I'm going to kill our little 10-minute show here. But, what else was I wrong about? Because it just, Sean Belfer said, man, it only adds, it doesn't take away. You figure, you definitely got to throw some things over the side of the boat, things that you're not going to have time to do. But if anything, that just kind of helps you. I feel like you create time to some degree by getting rid of, cutting things out that don't matter. But it was just a lot of crap that I was learned, and frankly I was told about kids. It's just not true. And granted, I'm lucky. I got some royalty checks coming in. I got a safe place to live. I got a partner. I don't know how single parents do this. It's tough. I mean, I do know how they do it. My mom did it with my sister and I growing up. But I'll just say it's Bono said, I got 10 I need 10 good reasons to go on the road. Like, you got to make sure they're the right songs. Well, then you work on the right stuff. You pick the right stuff. I'm not any less passionate, not 1%, about wanting to record or go on the road, or so proud of the band and the things I get to do, or the team or the crew. It hasn't changed any of that, but it's definitely made me say, okay, I really got to focus with the time that I have. So I want to tell a little story today that I think applies to this, and even though I'm going to put it through the lens of this beautiful son of ours that we just had, I think it probably will apply to some of you. Just things we pick up, fears we pick up, and things people tell us that we carry with us that maybe don't serve us. One of my favorite guitar players on the planet was Stevie Ray Vaughan. And I mean, obviously, it's good to go back before that and you study, Muddy Waters, all the, the bluesmen from the South, Robert Johnson, the bluesmen from Chicago. I could go on forever about that, and we'll have more episodes about that stuff. But, I was a kid reading Guitar for the Practicing Musician, so, unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, Stevie Ray was one of the people that brought me the blues. He was one of the first people that sort of busted me away from my Yngwie Malmsteen, Ace Frehley, rock and roll stuff, and kind of showed me a little bit about what the blues was about. And there, of course, the way he played was the blues, but it was his thing. The percussiveness of his right hand, the heaviness, the intention, my God, just steel cables running through the rhythm of his playing, and the band, and his rhythm section. My God, Tommy and those guys, just unbelievable. But we ran into his tour manager many moons ago, a guy named Cutter Brandenburg. Had a club down in Harker Heights called Cutter's. And back in the day, Billy and Jesse and I, this was like a pilgrimage because we heard this place was there, and it's like a shrine to Stevie because Cutter was Stevie's road manager, tour manager for years and years and years. Grew up with him. So it's, 100-degree day in Texas, bright light. It's probably 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Wednesday. We've been on the road for months, dead tired but excited. We go into this place, just, you're in it. All of a sudden, you're just in this black hole, rock and roll clubs down in Texas in the afternoon. It's fantastic. It's like another world. You order a drink at the bar. Cutter immediately, and he didn't know us, didn't know of us, never met us. He's like, all right, you're the drummer. You probably do most of the driving. You're the bass player. You're too cool for everybody. And Billy is too cool for everybody. He just is that cool. And then he looked at me, and I think he said something like, he goes, oh, God, you're the guitar player, the singer, whatever. You can't fix a single thing. You're running a million miles an hour. Like, he had us pegged. But we became friends with Cutter. We played his club a few times. He put us in this book he wrote about, his time on the road. Cutter since passed on. So I think it's okay to tell you this story. First of all, we grilled Cutter for everything about Stevie. Since this is a guitar corner, let me tell you a little guitar stuff. That story about Stevie Ray, getting in a place where, they're going through his calluses because he basically played like bass strings on his guitar. And I think I've talked about this in some other episodes. Yeah, he put super glue on there, would rip the skin off, keep playing. Supposedly that's true. Cutter said, yeah, his first string is like a third string for the rest of us. I mean, I play 12s. I think I'm tough, man. I'm nothing. But anyway, Cutter said to me, he's like, I want to see you guys make it, and I want to help you. I want to give you whatever advice. And it was wonderful. He was so supportive. But he said a couple things that just proved well, one of the things he said, and this was about musicians and age. And granted, when you're, I think, God, were we 26, 27 years old? It's funny. I mean, when you're that age, you're afraid of 30. When you're 30, you're afraid of 40. Some of my favorite artists from, Dolly to Johnny Cash to Leonard Cohen, Bob Dylan, some of their best work they're doing in their 70s. And, I remember Daniel Lanois saying, one of my favorite producers saying once, he's like, yeah, I didn't find my voice till I was in my 30s. I was like, yeah, I hear you, brother. But the thing is, Cutter said, man, you guys gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. Hurry up, you're turning into skeletons before my eyes. And first of all, that's just something, Cutter's incredibly funny. And what he's saying is true. For a certain facet of the music business, if you're wanting to be the pop arena superstar, whatever it is, age is 100% a factor. But the funny thing about that is how many people I've met who get that dream who are miserable versus a slow and steady career, maybe something with a little more weight, a little more timelessness. That's nothing against pop music at all. There's stuff I absolutely love, but it is, you can name 10 people that have sustained, maybe 5 people that have sustained a, 30-year career in pop and rock that are, I guess what I'm getting at is there's just a lot of ways to do this. And I'm still, I've said this in other ones, I'm still swinging for the fences. I still love being on the road a long time. I love bigger crowds. When we have a bigger crowd, it's incredible. But I know people who are playing covers on a Friday night and it's their side gig or their hobby, and they're absolutely happy because their entire sense of purpose isn't that. And there's nothing wrong with swinging for the fences. But my man Rudy Love, and congrats, Rudy Love Jr., congrats Rudy Love Jr. We hung out a little bit before the Wave in Wichita when we played there. He's got this new song called Cold City that's freaking incredible. But he said a great thing. I read one of his quotes was, I know people with millions of dollars, but they don't know their purpose. And he said, I'm lucky because I know my purpose. And I think that's the thing about, turning into a skeleton. Are you enjoying what you're doing? Are you trying to make the world a slightly tiny bit, better place? And the other thing Cutter said was, you guys got kids? And we said no at the time, said no kids. He goes, good, don't get married, never have kids. Look, back in the old school music business days, I get it. And especially, again, if you didn't have a partner to help take care, you didn't have a little bit of money, to do this with. I mean, hell, you know what a snoo is? When you put the kid in there, it's like AI. It pretends it's in the womb. It helps the kid sleep. There's all kinds of stuff we get being parents now that they didn't have then. But I carried that around with me. I had that in my heart like, oh yeah, if I have a kid, all this has to stop. Folks, we got to get over this garbage. And I can't imagine what it's like being a woman. I talked to Aaron about this sometimes. People have to, oh, so when you have a family, you'll have to come off the road, or you're married, you have to come off the road, and just all this sexist crap. It's 50 times as hard, for women. But I guess I'm just saying, and I'll wrap this up. We have got to, you got to make your own trail. You got to blaze your own trail. You got to set up a life that works for you. And there's just, nobody's story is the same. There's a million ways to do this. I know we always call this thing Guitar Corner and it becomes, my own therapy corner. Maybe I should change the name. Let me know. So say, I don't know, instead of Gooding's Guitar Corner, Gooding's Music Corner, or Musical Universe or something, and we'll just play all kinds of instruments and talk about the studio and keep doing therapy hour. Let me know. But just, I guess that's maybe the message to myself today that I'm trying to work out with you fine folks is, whatever we become shouldn't be beholden by somebody else's rules. All right, let me wrap this up. We played 3 dates with Jeff Skunk Baxter here, and it was incredible. I am devoting another Guitar Corner to Jeff Skunk Baxter and his amazing crew and the work that they did. What else happened, folks? Falcon Morris, you're incredible. I'm gonna wear that shirt you gave me next time. Falcon had me sign his Chet Atkins SST guitar outside our first one of the first Skunk shows there on the East. Just incredible. Anyway, I love y'all. I hope you get something out of this, and let me know any thoughts you have. And I won't stay away so long. We'll keep this thing rolling. 10-4. The baby was quiet the whole time. All right. Bye, everybody.